This video is about you become what you think about all day long. There are 4 personal and powerful stories I will share about how people become what they think about. To find out what those stories are, please stay tuned to this video. Welcome to the SCG Show, the home of education entertainment, and please do me a favor, if you really enjoyed this video, smash that like button. I would really appreciate it. We become what we think about. All the way back to the Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius, the statement of becoming what we think about has always been true. Now let me be clear in case I'm causing any type of confusion here. When I say we become what we think about, I'm not suggesting that if you think you're an elephant, you'd become an elephant. That'd be mad. It is more so your subconscious thoughts, and in particular, your thoughts about yourself. If you fear the worst in your life, expect the worst to happen. If you hope for the best, expect miracles and good opportunities to unfold. Have you ever wondered why some people have all the luck in the world, and on the contrary, others seem to wallow in defeat and doom and gloom? Well, it's all to do with their mindset and their thinking. A man who's a defeatist does not go for that job interview or seek to improve their life at all. Conversely, the man who starts his own business when nobody else backs him and he works hard and keeps going wins at the end. This is what this all means. There is a law here, a law of attraction. Like attracts like. If you think negative thoughts, you'll attract negative results. If you think positive thoughts and results, you will actually have more positive outcomes. This also does not mean just think positive all the time either. Action needs to be taken, and consistently too. In fact, it's a formula for success. Discipline and positive thinking and action consistently equals success. It really is that simple, and I've seen it happen throughout my life. Of course, some people get good opportunities handed to them with no effort, but never be concerned by that. For example, Donald Trump was born with a silver spoon in his mouth. We are not all born millionaires, unfortunately, but we can choose to die as millionaires by making the necessary steps and changes to get there if that is our goal and that is our dream. You can, regardless of who you are, where you're from, can become what you think about, no matter what it is. There are 4 true stories of people who became exactly what they thought about. The very first story of people who became what they thought about is about myself. When I grew up, I was completely all over the place. I was a twice college dropout, trying to find my way in life. I had different types of jobs. I had no idea what career to get into. In all honesty, I was a complete and utter mess. Then I decided to get into my own business, publishing, like this channel and my blog, SCG Show. I was young, naive, but full of enthusiasm to make it work. I had a business bank account set up with only $500 in there only. My business required my determination and hard work to get it off the ground. I was a laughingstock from all my friends. All they were graduating, had entry-level jobs, bags of money, and there I was with $500 in my bank account trying to get my business off the ground. But I started believing I would succeed. I'd go to the bank and the ATM, way before internet banking, imagining I had 6 figures in my bank account every single time. So even if I saw $500 or a negative bank account, I saw 6 figures in my mind. Every single day I'd do this. When I would go to bed, I'd imagine 6 figures. Waking up, 6 figures. Suddenly, over time, more ideas for my business were coming to me. More opportunities as I was networking better. I was building things up and I never stopped and I kept believing. And sure enough, I'll never forget the day when I went to that ATM and I saw in my business bank account over 6 figures. I remember where I started from and how I started as well with nothing. I made it happen through hard work, determination, and belief. Now, it did not pop out of thin air. It wasn't a donation. I got the money through hard work, through sales, networking, at quite a young age. And looking back now, I'm quite proud of what I achieved, not to brag. And with the freedom I obtain now, I've gone all in on this channel, the SCG Show, with the exact same belief that it will succeed. And especially this channel. I plan to have over 1 million subscribers, so that's how bold and ambitious I am. But I believed that I would attract 6 figures from absolutely nothing. Even if I had 0 in my bank account, I still thought I would do so. So just imagine how much money, how many opportunities, how many business contracts, how many deals, whatever you're into, just how much money you can attract if you think the same way. The next story is one of what happens when you overly think too negatively. A man I know got married to the most loving, caring, and sweetest woman many years ago. He was extremely lucky to end up with such a beautiful partner. She came from a family where people stuck together through thick and thin and made things work. No matter what the troubles were, they were always going to work things out. That was her family. However, this man had a bad upbringing. His parents used to fight all the time. His mother used to always find her husband cheating on her. His parents also eventually got divorced. Despite the lovely woman he married, he was used to being upset and kept dwelling on his past and his childhood, to the point he assumed his very own marriage would go down the same exact route: divorce. This couple were together for 30 long years. They had 2 beautiful kids who went on to get married themselves. But as for this original couple, they fought all the time. The man kept instigating all of the fights. He assumed no matter what, the marriage would end in divorce. But his wife was resilient. She kept fighting for them to get through it. But unfortunately, they never did. Every step she took to make him happy was never good enough. Every chance to try and make things better, he was never satisfied. He was and remains to be a very damaged man indeed. So much so that he always said how they would even divorce. Eventually, it came true, and the wife, after 30 long years, had enough, and she filed for divorce. They had been split for almost a couple of years now, and sadly the man now completely regrets his actions. He could not believe how he took advantage of the amazing partner he once had. What a damn fool I am to never have loved her how I should have done. This is exactly what he says. And now he goes to sleep every night wondering what might have been. His ex-wife never wants to see or speak to him ever again. A man ruined his marriage and life by constantly fearing and thinking about him getting divorced to his partner. Number 3, the smart idiot. Throughout his entire upbringing, my Uncle Colin, I changed his name for privacy reasons, was always ridiculed. When growing up, he was made fun of for being overweight. At school, he was bullied because he couldn't read properly and had dyslexia. He couldn't hardly read or write, neither could his own parents. And when he left school, he had no qualifications, no contacts, nothing. He had absolutely no idea what he was going to do with his life. He tried opening a shoe business as he was quite fashionable and he thought shoes would take off. It failed miserably. He then tried opening an ice cream shop as he saw a gap in the market at the time. It failed within the first 5 months. All his life, Colin was told how stupid he was and how he wasn't good enough. In his early 20s, he had a mindset that was one of the negative person. He had accepted everything he'd been told until one day he met a man who was older and was very successful. And the old wise man with no education like himself could not read at all, yet he was a millionaire. Fascinated by this old man who succeeded, Colin asked him to mentor him, and the old man said to him, "Do not let others define who you are. If you want to do something in your life, just bloody well do it." The old man was actually buying up real estate like it was candy at the time, as it was so cheap back then. Uncle Colin saw an opportunity, and over the course of 30 years he did the same thing, buying and flipping real estate. As of me recording this now, Colin lives an incredible life. He works for himself, has more money than ever before, has more assets. He travels the world all the time, wherever he wants. He lives a fantastic and comfortable lifestyle. All because he changed his mindset to think, I can do whatever I want in life. The same people who branded him an idiot now call him a genius. All because he learned from an old man who was no smarter than himself in an educational sense, but he was extremely wise. Colin thought, if he can do it, I can do it too. A man who was originally branded a fool is one of the wealthiest people I know. The final story is that of the gambler. As a former gambler myself, I found this story particularly sad but powerful. My grandfather, God rest his soul, was a gambler to the day he died at the age of 89. So from his teenage years, he gambled all of his life. He was addicted every single day, no matter what, come rain or shine, sleet or snow, he would go to the casino. He would prioritize it above his family, his health, anybody, everything. One thing mattered most: gambling. If he got his fix, he would assume he's a happy man. And then one day, he admitted to us how dreadfully unhappy he was. He said, "All I've known all my life is gambling. I think about it all the time. I wake up and go to bed with gambling on my mind. I think about it all the time," he said. If you think about gambling all the time, you're going to become a gambler. And from personal experience, you do not want to become a gambler. Trust me. This poor man had pigeonholed himself into the role of the gambler. He never saw himself as anything more than that, like the father, the friend, the business owner. He was nothing. When he looked in the mirror, he saw a gambler only all the time. Unlike me, though, who I saw a winner, somebody who would not follow in the same path, despite suffering with the addiction myself. I've been clean and sober for 2 years now, with no desire to ever gamble again. But what can we learn from the gambler, the divorced man, Uncle Colin, and me to a degree? Simple. We truly do become what we think about all day long. If you think negatively, expect debt, divorce, ill health, bad things to happen to you. If you think positively, expect opportunities, wealth, more fun, love, success, abundance. So let me ask you the most important question this entire video contains. What will you decide to think about? And in particular, what will you decide to think about all day long moving forward? Thank you for watching.